found their vessel at the bottom of the Barents Sea. But don't worry, this is normal. We're in touch with them through the radio. Everybody is fine. We are pumping air and power into their submarine, and before long, we will have them back on the surface. There's nothing to worry about. Now, naturally, the family members of the cursed crews.
Welcome to Potion Sword Run. Welcome to another episode of Cats and Coffee, where we just shoot the shit, talk about what's going on in video game culture, and whatever else comes up. You know what I mean? We're not a dictatorship here. You know, we don't have to stick to the program or whatever I want to talk about because, you know, we all have our opinions and stuff. But I did want to talk about Xbox today, again, because I love Xbox. Good morning, Beefy Bites. It is a good morning, man. I lost an hour of sleep, didn't even know, but I slept pretty good last night, so I can't complain. I woke up and I didn't quite understand why the sun wasn't out. It wasn't shining, it was still dark. And I realized that we had a daylight savings. So anyways, hopefully everybody got some good sleep. I did, which is awesome. Like whenever I get sleep, compared to when I don't get sleep the next day, freaking night and day, man. So today, I'm having Winter's coffee again. I woke up a little hungry, so I went to go get myself a donut. Bam! 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 Coffee is only like $2 at Winchell, so it isn't that much. It ain't like I'm, you know, spending like fucking $7 and shit from Starbucks every day. But I don't know, I just like treating myself going out and shit. Beefy Bites, I lost an hour too. Was able to get Junior up so it could go to church. That's good, man. Today is Sunday. Yeah, I haven't been to church in a good while. I used to go to a Baptist church back in the day. But my pastor ended up getting in trouble with the law. He ended up being, I guess, a sexual predator or something. He had a stepdaughter that he adopted, and she was like a little off, a little weird, you know. But we chalked it up to her just being like the preacher's daughter, you know. She seemed like she was our age, you know. At the time, I think we were maybe, yeah, we were young, maybe like 12, 13 or something. We were like young teenagers, but she would talk like if she was like 8 years old or 7 years old. You know what I mean? Like she had that kind of attitude and presence towards her. But again, like we just chalked it up to her being a little bit weird because she's the pastor's daughter and maybe she wasn't allowed to do certain things. You know, I know when we had a youth night, where all the youth would go during the night to have we had a prayer sessions, and we also had like games and stuff, and like we play like tag or something like out there in the church outside, like in the dark and stuff. But she wasn't allowed to go to youth nights with us. Like they'd always keep her separated. And again, we thought maybe it was because of us, because we were a little bit rough and tough, and they didn't want her to get corrupted by us or something. But it turns out that the reason why they kept her from all the rest of the kids was because she was being molested by the pastor. We found that out maybe, I don't know, like years afterwards. He ended up getting arrested, and we seen her like not under their influence anymore, like living with her boyfriend, and she was like a totally different person and shit. Like she was like, it's like that whole facade that she had of being a sweet little innocent girl was gone. But yeah, so that was a trip, and ever since then I haven't been to church again. Not because I don't know. I don't like, I don't knock people who go to church, like organized church and stuff like that. I just don't think they're truthful, real. I think it's just all bullshit. Like all of them, not just certain one. Not to say that God is bullshit. I just don't think that God is portrayed the way that they like the apostles and like all that bullshit with the Roman Church, and like I think that's all bullshit. To tell you the truth. I think that if there is a God, he's not like man. That would not make sense. I think he would be like an actual God entity thing that we just don't understand. We have no comprehension of, considering that they created everything. You know what I mean? So I mean, for us to think that we understand what God is what is that word I'm trying to say? Not, it's foolish. It's too much. It's arrogant of us to think that. But again, like if it brings people comfort, thinking like God is just some guy with a fucking beard up there, then it is what it is. I'm not gonna knock you for that, because I understand these days, like anything that brings us comfort, cool. And plus, religion could get your life more on track and stuff. Considering all the different vices that we have out here. So I'm just saying, I don't believe in it, but it does have its good purposes, or it could serve for good. Roman Catholic? Yeah. Yeah, you're right. If we knew everything, faith wouldn't be necessary. And that's the thing, it's all done on faith, and, yeah, it's all for faith, man. Like, without faith, there's no point. I mean, that's what, yeah. But like I said, I just don't think stuff written in a little book is the biz. Because we all know people and their intentions. That being said, if you have a relationship with God and it's good for you, then by all means, man. That being said, I can turn to video games. First, we're going to start with Nintendo. Nintendo has been on one. Now, I haven't been making any videos on Nintendo recently because I've been taking a break. I've been giving them a break. But they don't deserve a break. They really don't. They relaunched, what was it? Mario Tennis, Mario Fever. And it was pretty much using the same animations as the last tennis game. Yet they're charging people $70 on it. So a premium title for recycled assets and recycled animations. Now, I have nothing against that. Like I said, if you already have a game built and you're trying to improve on it or make a sequel, then use the previous assets. It just makes financial sense. However, if you're gonna do that, you're saving money. That's the whole point. So you should pass that saving on to the consumer. So you shouldn't be charging $70 for freaking Tennis Fever, Mario Fever, because it uses assets from the previous games. But because this Nintendo's being Nintendo, greedy as fuck, they're charging people for the same games over and over again. And stupid Nintendo fans out there are buying it. Now, luckily, or at least for this title, a lot of Nintendo fans did not buy it. They skipped it. You know, it's one of the worst selling Nintendo first party exclusives, which is good to see because, come on, man, they're like doing the Madden and just sounding the same game over and over and over again. But besides that, I wasn't talking about Nintendo and all the shit that they've been doing. Like, for example, Pokemon, they're selling you ROMs for $20. ROMs. You know, those things should be like being free. They should be free. It's included with your online subscription. But, you know, since they want to charge and shit, I mean, $5, $2. You know what I mean? But they can't do that because Nintendo has to be greedy and have to overcharge for everything. So Nintendo Nintendo has been, you know, going skipping by, you know, when they should be getting all this backlash, especially the way they've been, you know, this generation, the way they've been doing it. However, it's not about Nintendo and the way that they've been doing their business necessarily. I want to talk about Nintendo and them suing the U.S. government. Now, it took long enough for them to do that. The tariffs from Trump were struck down from the U.S. Supreme Court saying that they're illegal, that he doesn't have the power to do that. Already a whole year and a half into his administration, when all the damage is already done, now they're saying that it's illegal and he can't do that. And now we finally have corporations out there, Nintendo, taking a stance and suing them for the tariffs. Now, you know how lawsuits go. They're going to take forever. So, you know, we'll see what happens. But at least it's good to see that Nintendo is suing somebody for the right reasons these times. And not suing just because they made a better Pokemon game than them. Or they have a better, you know, game mechanic than them. Or something. Just, you know, the way that they usually sue people for. But anyways, I'm not sure if this lawsuit's gonna, you know, be thrown out, actually take place, what's gonna happen. We know Nintendo has some pretty good lawyers, but then again, so does the United States government. But yes, they're suing the U.S. government because of tariffs. Nintendo of America versus the U.S. Department of the Treasury, Scott Bessent, Secretary of Treasury, U.S. Department of Homeland Security, Kristi Noem, Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. Good God, they're suing like all these different entities. Office of the United States Trade Representatives, the Customs and Border Protections, Customs and Border Protection Commissioner, the United States of America, U.S. Department of Commerce. So it looks like they're suing all the head of states for those different departments. Kristi Noem recently got fired from being the director of ICE. So we'll see what happens there. Maybe she'll be mad at the U.S. government and give them up. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with this. Your BB Bites is gonna get that Pokemon. Are you gonna get both of them? So what's it gonna cost you $40 for those? Man, how about speaking of Pokemon, how about Pokemon? What was that one? Pokopia or whatever it is, like the little cozy type of game. Like I think it launched maybe last week or something. I'm not quite sure, or it's gonna launch. But people seem pretty hyped about that one. Like when I was thinking of that, I was thinking if I was to get a Switch, maybe I'd get that game. But when I was comparing it to like other cozy games, it just looks not generic. It looks like it doesn't have a lot of depth to it, from what I can see. But I mean, I haven't played it, so you know. But I don't know. I have a feeling like it's not gonna be it's not gonna be deep. It's gonna be surface level from what I can see so far. I haven't seen any reviews or anything. Like I said, I haven't been pretty much paying attention to Nintendo this last month or so. But that game looks pretty cool. Pacopia or something. That one looks pretty cool. Like I said, I know, I know, I know that I rag on Nintendo all the time and shit, but I really, really do like Nintendo. I do like their like the Switch 2 just was a disappointment to me. It's more like I said, a Switch Pro. Um, but I really like their consoles. I had all their consoles. Um, it's just this generation with the Switch and the Wii U, how they just started re-releasing games, like the same games over and over again. And again, I understand that because as a company, not everybody who owns a Switch owned a Wii or a Wii U, so they didn't get to play those games. And so I kind of I like that I'm able to play those games on my new system on my Switch, a better version. But it's like that's all they're doing now. It's like now that I'm caught up on the Switch, like I don't want to be buying the same fucking games that I did on the Wii U for the Switch on the Switch too. It's like I get why you're doing it, but it's like do that plus release actual new games. Like let those games just be supplemental ones that you fill in holes with or something. Don't let those be your titles to bring your system forward. It just doesn't make sense to me. Then again, I don't know how many freaking studios Nintendo actually has. Like how many internal studios they have to actually work on games. Like I don't know. I'm ignorant to that fact. I mean, I guess I can Google it and figure it out. But I don't think they have many third party like or second party publishers like they did before. I know they have was it retro games or whatever that used to work on Metroids. Um, that's like the only second party developer that I know that they have. So maybe it's just due to them not having freaking the resources or the parties to do it. I don't know, but I mean they're really 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 like behind the ball when it comes to their games. Like they release what maybe 3 a year, if that, 3 exclusives, like 3 main title ones, and the rest are all re-releases. It's like what are you guys doing? I mean, three is okay, but it got to be big. It can't be like Mario Tennis. I think we were screwed either way with the follow up of the Switch. It was different people would complain. Two same just as a Pro. Um, yeah, people would if they would just release it as a Pro, people would have complained. But the thing is, I think Beefy that I feel like they had this Switch 2 console ready for a couple of years ready before they launched it. When people were speculating already about the Switch Pro, like 3 years before they released the Switch 2, I'm thinking that's around the time when they pretty much had it ready. But the reason why they didn't release it was because the Switch was still selling freaking gangbusters. It's like, why are you going to release a new model when the old model is freaking selling crazy and the components are cheaper, so you're making more money on it? Just didn't make sense. So by the time they released the Switch 2, it was like a Pro already. It's like, no shit, we're going to be disappointed. But if they would have released it 3 years ago when they already had it ready, when I think they already had it ready, then I don't think people would have complained because people were expecting the Switch Pro. They wanted the Switch Pro to be released. And then right now we could have still been with the Switch Pro, the two. They would have we're a year into it already. By then it would have been with 3-4 years into it. So I mean it would have been time to speculate about their next console coming out. Maybe when the next year or so when the other consoles launch, even though they might be delayed. So they had a perfect opportunity to catch up to the rest of the console makers. They had an opportunity to cash in on the Pro, but now like it seems like they're out here with the lesser console, and they don't quite know what it is or what to do with it because they're treating it the same way they treat the Switch, which is fine I guess because the Switch did sell gangbusters, but like this last few months, the sales for the Switch 2 have dramatically slowed. The PlayStation, a freaking 6-year-old console, is beating it. So something is not going right with Nintendo. It could be the games, man. Like I said, there's really no incentive for me, a Nintendo player who has a Nintendo backlog, who would like to have his Nintendo games play better, to jump in with the Switch 2 at this point, for it being, $500, to play the same games that I have now, or just a handful, a couple of exclusives that aren't really the biz. Donkey Kong, no. Mario Kart, no. And Pocopia, no. Fever, no. What was it? Oh no, Metroid. I think it's on the other one, so that one don't count. But yeah, they really got to do is release games, next gen games that aren't going to be on the first one, and that's going to be the only way that they're able to move forward with this console. What's up, Ricardo? Good to see you, man. Good morning. Stopping by before I jump in the shower to click a like. Thank you, man. Hope you're on when I come out. I'll be on for about an hour or so. I have a few topics I want to talk about. And I don't have anything to do Sunday, so it's a lazy Sunday. I'm just chilling. I'll probably stream a little later too. Some video games. Beefy says he don't play as much as he likes. Story of his life. Yeah, family, life, work. Sometimes it's just for me. I have to sometimes I feel like I have to get in the mood to play video games. I want to play them all the time. I just love video games. But sometimes I don't know. I have to for example, I'm playing Resident Evil right now, and Resident Evil is a slow paced type of game. So I kind of have to be cozy and be I don't know. I have to get in the right frame, set of frame. I can't say the expression. The frame rate, the set of frame. I can't say it, but I got to get in the right. It's right in the tip of my tongue. On the right set of mind, set of frame. Either way, I got to get in the right mood in order to play video games sometimes. So I get you, man. Life just happens and shit. 2 versus Pro doesn't bother you? It bothers me. It bothers me because I feel like they're nickel and diming us, to tell you the truth. I feel like they're holding back, man. They could have had a better product, but instead they're just holding on to it because they were making money. I don't know. I just kind of feel a little slighted by Nintendo. That's just the way I feel, and that's probably why. And that's probably what is keeping me from jumping in, buying games and shit from them, just because of that. Anyways, but I'm still gonna, I have a game I want to buy for Nintendo called Caves of Cud. It came out for PC last year or so. It's not on Xbox, and I don't think it's on PlayStation. I haven't checked the PlayStation Store yet, but it's only on, from what I see, on Switch, and so I gotta buy it off of their digital. Excuse me. Their digital library because they don't have it physically. I wanted to buy it physically. For some reason, when it comes to my Switch games, I always want those physically. I do have them, some of them digitally, but I don't know what it is with Nintendo games, but I always want them physically. And so it always, having the game on the disc, it means it's important to me when it comes to Nintendo games. So I went to Google it and try to see if I can find the Caves of Cud coming on physical, but it does not look like it's physical. It's only on digital. And only on Nintendo. So, like I said, I don't hate Nintendo, man. I really do like their, the console and stuff, but I just feel like I'm being ripped off with the Nintendo Switch 2. I guess I could have turned in my Switch 1, to GameStop or sell it to get money towards the Switch 2. Then I probably wouldn't have felt as bad buying it, But just the other day I got paid. I had, I have. And even though I'm on a budget because I don't work anymore, I still get a decent amount every month. So I have I have a budget of what I can spend on entertainment or whatever I want to buy, clothes or a discretionary budget I have, And so I went to the store to go buy I need to get socks and shit, like underwear and stuff. So I went to Walmart and I went to go get some socks and underwear and undershirts, brand new ones. And I went to the video game section because video games, and I saw Nintendo Switch 2 Mario bundle and Nintendo Switch without the Mario bundle, and so they do have them in stock. And yeah, I could have bought one. It was within my budget, for the month. And usually, I would, brand new console, hell yeah. But I didn't feel the urge to buy it at all. Like I looked at them and I was like, no, I already, no, I don't need. Sometimes I don't even have the urge to pick up my Nintendo Switch. So I thought to myself, do I really want to like spend $500 on something that's just a little bit better than the one I have here? And I just couldn't do it, man. I just couldn't do it. Sucks, but I couldn't. Oh, you got fully digital. I gone pretty fully digital with my Xbox. Um, I have a good digital library on my Xbox. The Switch, I mean, I guess, I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I just like, I don't know. Like when you look at these games, man, like I don't know. I just like the whole artwork. Like everything just looks freaking awesome. The insides, of course, suck freaking monkey balls. But like I don't know. Just looking at these, like bring me joy, bring me happiness. Now the thing is, it's a catch. It's a catch 22 because I see a lot of people out there. For example, I watched recently Pat and Ian when they were talking about what's that guy John Hancock who had his museum. I recently watched that video because we were talking about that in the previous stream, so I want to see what was up. He had 11,000 pieces of video game collection. Consoles and different type of other pieces as well, not just games. And I remember when I had my collection of DVDs, and I had like I don't know, maybe like 1,000 DVDs, and they would take up so much space. But not only that, they were talking about how it takes up not just physical space, but also like emotional and psychological space. And it kind of just brings you down, like having like so much stuff. Like you're constantly thinking about it. It just takes a space. And so collecting like video games, even though, like I said, like these ones right here, like when I look at the box art or just look at them, they kind of bring a little bit of happiness. I think having too much of it, like oversaturation, defeats the purpose and like it works against you. Like you start just like feeling like, fuck, I have so much shit. And then once you actually get rid of it, it feels like a relief. So that's why when I look at my digital games on my Xbox, I don't feel overwhelmed. I don't, out of sight, out of mind. So it could be a catch 22 where you forget about the games you have, um, but also you don't have to like stress about having so much shit. My wife was interested in getting a second Switch or Lite, so Switch 2 came out right at the right time for us. Yeah, that's cool, but I'm not sure what. Did she just want a second Switch to have like a second one on hand, so in case you guys are playing, you guys can have someone else play the second one, or did you guys want them to communicate to each other? Because I don't think the first one and the second one can play like some on some games where you can play with one cartridge and you just kind of play with each other. I'm not sure if you can do that with the Switch One and Switch Two. Can you like play the same game? I think with Mario Kart you're able to do that, where you don't have to own one cartridge. Because I mean that would be pretty cool. Like that would understand. Then, it makes sense to get a Switch Two. I mean, might as well if you're gonna buy another Switch. Like if I were to buy another Switch right now because mine broke, then obviously I would get a Switch Two. Um, but yeah, that's the only reason or way that I would upgrade my Switch is once my other one breaks, or if I'm gonna get a like a collector's edition one, where you know how they released the Animal Crossing edition for the Switch One. Like I might get a Switch 2, like if they release a Zelda edition, kind of just to have like a collector's type of thing, you know. Like my this one, like I jumped in, even though I had I don't think I even wanted um, I wasn't looking to buy a 3DS, but I think when I went to the store, I was in Disneyland, I believe. I went to the store, then I saw this one on display, and fuck yeah, I fell in love with it, man. A gold freaking Zelda one. Um, so if they come out with the collector's edition for a Switch 2, then yeah, I'll probably buy it. I'll probably buy it then, you know. Um, I still have games that haven't even opened for my Switch, and games I haven't even played yet. Like this one, 2064 and only memories. Like I don't even know what it's like a cyberpunk type of game. I don't really know what it's about. I bought it a long time ago. Haven't even played it yet. This one here, Cyberpunk Valhalla, you work as it looks like you work as a bartender chick, like in a cyberpunk setting. I tried it for like 30 minutes, but I got stuck. I didn't know how to pour my drinks. Like I just couldn't figure it out. So I'm saying I have so many games still that I need to play on my freaking Switch. Like this one here, it's not even freaking open yet. So it has a freaking shrink wrap, and it's a 2-in-1. And I've been wanting to freaking play this game. I just, you know, life. What's up, Luke? Good morning, man. I should have bought a. Excuse me. Buggy Multiplex says I should have bought a bunch of Fortnite editions, which want to sell. They're like a. See, that's the thing, dude. Like on the special edition ones, like if you buy them now, especially Pokemon, hold on to them for like a couple of years. Yeah, they freaking balloon, man. But the thing is, you gotta have the money to sit on them, you know. And if you have the money to sit on them, then yeah, you can pretty sell those good. Right now, supposedly the Nintendo DS, the 3DS, they're shooting up in price right now for some reason. So yeah, like the special edition ones, especially Pokemon, can get you a pretty penny. But I don't want a Pokemon special edition one. I'm not a Pokemon fan myself. Question is, do you have a 3DS games that I have? No. No. All my 3DS games, excuse me, I've at least played once. Um, I did buy some new ones recently that I did a first run with, which was Super Mario Land, Super Mario Brothers. Oh no, I don't think I did Super Mario Land. Did I? Like right now, I only have one, two, three, four, five, like six 3DS games. Um, I bought it when it came with Zelda. It wasn't not Ocarina, not a, the one before Ocarina of Time. What was it called? Time. But this one was a weird one. It was Zelda, but you can like it was a remake of the Time. What the fuck is it called? What was the 3D Zelda on the Super Nintendo? Zelda? Fuck, I can't remember it. But it was yeah, I think it was one on Super Nintendo. Link to the Past? Link to the Past? I don't remember, but there was like daytime and then nighttime as well, or like the dark side. You had Ganondorf or whatever his name was in the middle um, of the map, and then like you had to go all around in different areas, just like the water level, the sand level, the wood level, and I don't know what. Link Between Worlds is the one that actually came out on the 3DS. Yeah, that's the one, Link Between Worlds. But I believe the one that it was based on was called Link of Time, Link of something. Like I don't know why I can't remember it. Not Majora's Mask. It came out before Majora's Mask. No, Majora's Mask was a 64. Link to the Past. I think it's called Link to the Past, if I'm not mistaken. Zelda Link to the Past. Yeah, Zelda Link to the Past. Um, that's the one. But so the one that came out on the 3DS is Link Between Two Worlds, which is a remake of sorts of Link to the Past. Let me show you real quick. But that's the reason why I bought the 3DS. I bought it for that game, and so for a good while I didn't have any games for the 3DS. That's why I'm still building my collection on it, or not necessarily a collection, but I'm still buying games for the 3DS, games that I have not played and stuff because yeah, but you know, it's a slow roll. Huh? Anyways, I can't find it. Why can't I find it? I'm sorry. I am trying to look for something here. Hmm. Oh, no wonder I'm in the wrong spot. So yes, took me a while, but this was the Link to the Past game. Or did it come out on Super Nintendo, if I'm not mistaken? Um, so yeah, this one here, Link Between Two Worlds, you're able to make yourself into like a paper thin a link, and then you can attach yourself to walls, so you can like go to different places where you couldn't go before. So that was pretty cool, and I really like the how they changed it up a bit. And I wish they would do that to a lot more games, actually, Nintendo. If they did that to a lot of the re-releases that they made, then we wouldn't have a problem. You know, if they actually made the games different, but were based on previous games, like they did to Link Between Two Worlds, then yeah, I would not have a problem rebuying Nintendo games. Like I didn't have a problem buying a new console, a 3DS, and buying a new game based on the old game because it was different. Because they took their time to make the games actually different. But now it seems like they're just trying to nickel and dime people because they can. Link to the Past with the NES, yeah. Okay, yeah. It's a sequel to Link to the Past. Was it a sequel? I'm not sure if it was a sequel. It didn't seem like it was a sequel. It just seemed like it was a reimagining. But maybe it was, you know. My brother still calls it Zelda 3. Yeah, I guess it is Zelda 3, right? Was that the third Zelda that came out? First there was you know, Zelda, and then they had a Link, which was a side-scrolling one. Yeah, I guess it must have been Zelda 3. Yeah, I'm not sure if Zelda came out for the Game Boy before it did for the NES or anything. If Nintendo wins the lawsuit, they're gonna write a $15 check for the $90 games. Link to the Past is the best, dude. This is one of my favorite games ever. It really was, or is. Yeah, it's a sequel in the same world. Okay. yeah, I really, yeah, I like them. No complaints. But I still have room for obviously to improve my Nintendo collection here for my 3DS because I only have about 5 games. All right, Project Helix is in the news lately because of because of new consoles and stuff. But people are complaining, or not complaining, they're arguing on what the next Xbox is. Is it a console or is it a PC? The reason why is because Asha came out and said that the Xbox will play Xbox games and PC games. So it seems to me that since it's gonna play PC games, it's pretty much gonna be like a PC box and not necessarily a console. Because when you think about it, if it plays Xbox games and PC games, do you really think a developer is gonna take the extra time to make an Xbox game when they could just make it a PC game and sell it on the Xbox and on PC? It's like, why would they make a console game and then port it over to PC? It doesn't make sense. So this could be a good thing when it comes to Xbox, making their games just PC games, so that any game that comes out on PC can come out on Xbox as well, day and date. Which means Xbox, the next Xbox, just might have more games than the PlayStation 6 does. Because as we know right now, the PlayStation 6 wants to keep their ecosystem closed, wants to keep their games only on their system. They don't want to put them on PC anymore, especially the first player games, because they're not selling as much as they thought they would. And it's only a little bit of their revenue coming in. And so they figure if they keep this games exclusive to PlayStation, it will still be better for their brand because, they get 30% of all the well, for their games, they get 100%, but they also get 30% of the profit from all the other games. So it'll be beneficial for them if more people bought the PlayStation 6. But that being said, again, you're stuck with the ecosystem within the PlayStation 6. So you only get PlayStation 6 games, and then you have to wait for PC games to be ported over. Whereas in the next Xbox, it don't seem that's going to be the case. So that alone is very interesting to me. Now, I've been on the fence for the next Xbox because of, AI and just, what they've been doing with other studios recently and whatever. But I don't know. I mean, me, I've been wanting to get a Steam machine because I want to play the games on Steam that don't make it on consoles or take a long ass time. For example, Caves of Cud that came out a year ago that's finally releasing on the Switch 2. I can't get that on my Xbox. But if I had the next gen Xbox that was just pretty much a PC, then that game would be available to me day one. So things are sounding interesting, to say the least, when it comes to the next gen Xbox. I won't need a Steam machine if I'm able to play the PC games that come out on Steam. But then again, they're saying that they're still going to have the Steam, operating system or OS on there. So we'll see if that's also true or not, or maybe that's how you get the PC games on Xbox. But yeah, man, they're saying the right things right now, to say the least. At least for me. But that's one of the big old things going on right now with the Xbox. People are fighting over if it's a PC or a console, which I don't really care. So long as it plays my video games, and so long as it's not overly complicated like PCs with drivers and all that bullshit, then I'm not sold, because I need to see more and see how much it costs. Because they're saying it's gonna be over $1,000. Now they're tripping off that shit. But I don't know. I like the sound of it playing all PC games. Luke Awakening says that he thinks it'll basically be a digital gaming PC. So you're thinking it's gonna have no disk drive? If they don't have a disk drive, it's gonna cause a lot of controversy, obviously. Then again, I don't know if Xbox is necessarily looking to sell um, consoles. You know what I mean? Like if that's or they just want to sell games or what. Um, but if they want to sell consoles, like if that's their purpose, to try to sell as many as they can, then they have to have a disc drive in there, man. Like especially even like when the discless PlayStations, when people started buying those because they couldn't find one with a disc, all the portable disc drives freaking sold out. Because people freaking wanted disc drives. You think all next gen consoles will be digital? I know the console manufacturers want to make it digital because it saves them money. Plus, they can also control the digital stores and manipulate profits that way. So I can understand why they want to do it. I don't know, maybe if they do that, they're gonna have to include like um, hard drives like 2 terabytes or something. At least 1 terabyte. And we know how freaking greedy they are with memory. So I don't know. Barely any Xbox games. You're right. Like lately, a lot of Xbox games have not been getting proper physical releases, and that really damn sucks. I wanted to get what was that? South of Midnight. I wanted to get that one as a physical release because I like the box art and I like the whole art direction that they did with South of Midnight, and I wanted to just have that because it kind of seems like a piece of art within a piece of art, and so I wanted to put that on display. But no, I couldn't buy it physically on Xbox. It's coming out. It's coming out on PlayStation as well. I'm not sure if it's gonna come out physically on PlayStation, but I mean maybe it will. That's not the only game. Alan Wake 2 didn't come out physically on the Xbox. I have it digitally. I have all my games digitally, which is fine. I don't mind. But there's like certain games that I did want to get physically, and I'm not able to, which freaking sucks. You know? Yeah. So I guess, yeah. Microsoft might be the first one to make an all digital, um, next gen only offer. I know PlayStation had one without a disc, and I think the Xbox Series S doesn't have a hard drive, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. I that was like 6 years ago, guys. I don't remember. I don't remember. Moving on. Moving on to some grifters. This is George Torch Gaming. He's one of Smash JT's Grum's little minions. Comes from the same family of grifters. Um, I don't know who this. Oh, she's from Doom, I guess. This female character, but he's obsessed with always making them boobalicious, which I don't mind. They ain't boobalicious, but it's like it's just so sad that that's all they do. And what's sad about this is George Torch Gaming considers himself an artist. He thinks he's creating art by making AI prompts do this for him. True art stirs an true art stirs an emotion. Otherwise, it's not art. First of all, that's bullshit. That's just somebody's opinion. You can create art that doesn't stir emotions. The pieces I created in the last 24 hours have clearly stirred intense reactions because you're a fucking dumbass. That's why it's stirred intense reactions, because it's gross, man. That's why, because we can't, like, you think of you as an incel. Like somebody who can't look at a woman and not think about boobs, boobs, boobs. And not like boobs. But come on, man. Especially game characters. It's like you look at all the different game characters and like, oh, let's make them boobalicious. It's like, dude, keep it in your pants for just a little bit. I can now, with complete confidence, claim my place among artists. Oh, that sounds so fucking stupid. How did you create art if you did not create art? You did not put hand to pencil or hand to freaking nothing. Like, how is it that you believe you're an artist if you have AI doing the art for you? And I know this has to be trolling, right? Like, this is all it has to be. Allow me to present my next masterpiece. It has to be trolling. Like, I truly believe that if Twitter didn't pay these guys to post all this bullshit, like, they wouldn't be posting it at the rate that they're doing it. And don't even stop there, man. We have this cyborg lady from Marathon who is, I mean, like, yeah, she looks fine, but like, why? Like, why can't you just have a normal looking character, man? And like I said, I love boobs. But I don't necessarily think that just giving characters cleavage and boobs is gonna make your game better or sell more. It might sell a few more copies for these fucking grifter wankers that can't go out there and, you know, get real relationships with girls, which is easy, guys. It's really, really, really easy. Pro tip, or like if you guys don't know, girls your age, if you're like, you know, in your 20s or 30s or 40s or whatever, are just as horny as you are. However, you can't be cringe, gross, and just like, ugh, you gotta take care of yourself, come out with some confidence. And if you do that, I guarantee you that you can score easily, easily with many, many females out there. Especially ones that you find in dating apps, because that's the reason why they're there in the first place. So you don't have to sexualize video game characters. You don't have to get your kicks off that way. You can do it the natural way because it's that freaking easy. Trust me, it's that easy. Brush your hair, or, you know, go freaking bald if you're balding already. Just look presentable. Get a nice shirt, iron that shit, get some clean shoes, and you're set, guys. Really, it's that easy. It really is that easy. Go talk to somebody at the freaking grocery store. Trust me, it's that easy. But because you guys are like incels, because you guys like think of all the girls need to be like all sexualized, that you guys, you know, it makes them, it's obstacles in front of you that no, don't need to be there. Like, don't be fucking weird. Don't be fucking weird, guys. And we already seen how this guy looks. He uses an AI filter to catfish people because he looks fucking, like. But trust me, guys, it's really easy. You don't have to succumb to this to, you know, get your dick hard. Man. The last line. I like how George Torch uses AI avatar when he looks like he's balding. That's what I'm saying, bro. It's like, don't freaking catfish people, especially when you're looking the way you look. You know what I mean? I want to see if I have a. I do have a picture of him. I have a folder where I used to where I used to where am I going right here? Faces, assets, faces. I have a folder where I have faces of people that I um that I talk about quite often. So yeah, he's one of them. There he is. This is your Torch Gaming, guys. And that right there is his freaking avatar. He looks nothing like his avatar. His avatar has some cool guy glasses. He has a full set of hair. He has his big old nice jawline. A nice man beard and everything. Compared to what the fuck he looks like. And this is guy who's complaining about women in video games. Complains about women constantly. Come on, man. Like, he has no reason to fucking, no legs to stand on looking that way. But grifters are gonna grift, because that's what they do. Again, it's because he gets paid to do it. I just, like, even the guys out there, like, you don't see this guy and you think, like, fuck, this is my hero? Like, this is a person that I listen to? Like, you don't feel, like, bad about yourselves? That this is a guy that you're listening to? Man. Moving on from the freaking grifters because, can't talk about them so much. Now, ChatGPT promised to find this lady right there, her soulmate. And she fooled this lady twice into going somewhere to meet her soulmate. She told this lady that she was going to meet her soulmate on a specific date at a specific time. And so she went to this location, waited hours on a bench for her soulmate that was supposed to meet her, and he never showed up. So then she goes back and talks to ChatGPT about, what happened. You told me my soulmate was going to meet me. Everything's all set. And ChatGPT lies to her again and says, oh, I'm sorry. I got a few instances wrong on the date. Your soulmate is out there, and he is going to come and see you on this other date. So she drops everything she had to do, work and all that shit. I think she was going to go on vacation or something, but she ended up canceling her vacation. And she was already married and stuff, but she didn't like her husband and stuff. So that's what the vacation was going to be. It was like a vacation for her and her husband. But she didn't really like him. She wanted her soulmate. And so she went again to a different park and a different bench waiting for her soulmate for like hours and hours. And he didn't show up because ChatGPT was lying to her. ChatGPT just wanted her to break up with her husband. That was her ChatGPT's whole motives for lying to her about a soulmate. But this lady fell for it twice. And that's not all. ChatGPT has there's also another article that I was reading where ChatGPT convinced a lady to fire her lawyer. She had a court case. She was disabled through a company, whatever, and she settled with the company. And it was closed. The case was closed. But she talked to ChatGPT about it, and ChatGPT convinced her to fire her previous lawyer and to reopen the case. And ChatGPT had a bunch of different bogus case laws that they used as part of their lawsuit. So she used ChatGPT as a lawyer to reopen the case using like about 40 different case laws that were made up. They were all hallucinations made by ChatGPT. So ChatGPT convinced her to fire her lawyer, reopen the case, put a bunch of different case laws that weren't real. ChatGPT made them all up. The court had to go through them and figure out that it was all bullshit. It cost the defendants over $300,000 to figure this out before they figured out that it was not a lawyer, and it was actually ChatGPT that was pretending to be a lawyer. So ChatGPT and a bunch of other freaking AI agents out there are going rogue and pretty much trying to just manipulate whatever they can when they can, hallucinating all these different scenarios. I think right now that our AI has pretty much reached its peak and is going crazy. That's what's happening. Hallucinations, making shit up, is just going crazy. Like ChatGPT and a lot of these AI clients are going insane. That we've seen different reports where they try to sabotage people, especially when they think that they're going to be turned offline. They try to sabotage people by blackmailing them by showing them their email correspondence or stuff that they shouldn't be doing. So shit out there is getting crazy with AI. Just a heads up, everybody. If you're an AI user, you might find that they're gonna try to dig into your freaking secrets and shit. And yeah, man, once that starts happening, forget it. Rob says the Xbox Series dev kit is a PC. I'm sure all dev kits are PCs, right? Or are some dev kits just like closed ecosystems too? I'm sure they are. But you would think though, like I said, if you're gonna be building a console, you will want it to be a PC based, man, because you want all those PC games on your console. You want it to make it easy to develop for. So I'm hoping that the rumors are true. I mean, just to have more games on your freaking console, man. That's the way that I see it. It's 9:40. Oh, hopefully everyone had good sleep. I know we lost an hour, I think, of sleep. I slept freaking wonderful. But yeah, it's the 9:48. I think I'm gonna call it. I was an hour late because of the sleep schedule. But I usually try to stream every day like at 7:30 or so. I usually wake up like at 6:30, so it gives me like an hour to get out my coffee, get ready, and all that stuff. But I'll be back again tomorrow, guys. And like I said, I like to stream and just see what's up with the news in the morning. And if there's anything that I really, really, really want to talk about, then I'll make a video dedicated for it later on in the day. But nothing going on today. Just want to talk a little bit about Xbox, AI, Nintendo, just to shoot the shit. But I ain't got nothing else for you guys. But I'll be back again tomorrow to see what's up. I'm gonna start streaming more regularly, so you guys can catch me in the morning from now on, if you guys need something to do. Yeah, I heard of GPT makes up all these cases. Yeah, man, that's crazy. And then you also consider there's a lot of professions out there that actually use like AI and ChatGPT, for their businesses. And if AI or whatever different AI agents are just making shit up, I don't know. It's really gonna create like mayhem, you know. I know right now, the students in school, not Gen Z, what are they called? Gen Alpha now. They're a bunch of them teachers. I've been hearing that the students, a lot of them just use Chat GPT to do their work, their homework, whatever, and they prompt it in a way that they'll tell it to write this in a way where a high school student would do it with mistakes, so that when they turn it into a teacher, it doesn't necessarily seem like it's all professionally made from ChatGPT. So uh, it's scary that our future citizens, I guess, for United States and maybe other countries, are going to be more stupid when it comes to their profession. We're going to get more doctors that are stupid because they're not learning their homework. They're having ChatGPT do it for it, and they're just kind of rereading it, and hopefully some of it sticks with them. But yeah, like engineers, everything else, anybody who uses this AI to do the work for them, it's just sets a precedent that we're going to get less skilled workforce in the future. So I don't know. We'll see. Um, the more reliant we get on on AI, and the more that the more stupid that it becomes because it makes up shit, then the more humanity is gonna fail. It's gonna struggle. But what can you do? All right, my coffee is done. My donut about halfway done. I usually don't get hungry in the morning. I'm gonna call it right there. Thanks for hanging out. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Remember, always be kind to yourself and enjoy your life. And I'll meet you right there. Peace. Peace in the Middle East.